Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Louise. I am an artist and stay-at-home mum, just starting out on YouTube. I've got a few videos now and I don't think I've ever said this, but if you enjoyed the video, please like it. If you really enjoyed it, then hit subscribe. What we're going to look at today is my daily drawing sketchbook. So this is the Muji Thin Blank Notebook. I know there is like a Codex one as well, which is a chunky one, which one of my friends, Shah, is currently using at the moment. So I have ordered one of them, but it's not coming until just before Christmas. So I'm going to use that as my art inspiration common planner for 2026. I've got a lot of things planned. We just need to get organised. So this video, we are looking through November. Oh my goodness, time is going so fast. Which is why it's nice to do this kind of thing, because we are remembering the small moment. Oh my goodness, where is November? So we ended on Halloween. Oh, I enjoyed the decorations in Halloween and I did the art hang party, gravestones, super fun. On to November. Started off with a busy day. We popped to Tesco's, which is our local supermarket. I don't think you have Tesco's anywhere else. I think it's a UK thing. Got some snacks because my sister and brother-in-law were coming round, and on the evening my husband tripped over an Amazon parcel that the driver had left outside the front door. Rather than knocking on the door and giving us the parcel, he didn't actually fall over. It was just a little trip, but it was very funny. Lots of knitting on the litmus cowl on Sunday. Watched a great Bruce Springsteen documentary on Apple TV. My mum's been telling me to watch it for ages and it is amazing, so good. I'm not even a Bruce Springsteen fan. Well, I mean, I am, but it's not something I would like put on to listen to. Oh, it was so good, very moving. Monday was quiet day in the house and I was still reading Wuthering Heights at this time. We'll probably have more on that in a bit. Watched the film Hitchcock, which was pretty good, about the making of Psycho. So Tuesday, I'm going to mention Tesco's again. I am honestly not sponsored by Tesco's, but how great would that be? I had to get up at 5:30 to book my Tesco delivery for Christmas, which is absolutely crazy. Tuesdays are often a bit of a housework day and I put a curry in the slow cooker and I've been working on my mini gouache paintings. I couldn't remember what they were called. Do you know, I might flip through them at the end of this video. I think that's a good idea. Or I could do it as a separate video. Ooh, decisions. So Wednesday we had a rainy walk in the morning, pizza for tea. Oh, it's bonfire night, firework night. So there was lots of fireworks going on that night, but Oliver was still okay to go for the walk, which was funny because he used to absolutely hate fireworks. It's amazing how people with autism can learn to cope with things that they once hated. He's amazing. He's done really well with that. Eventful day on Thursday. I managed to go to my mum and dad's with Oliver and locked my husband out of the house. He was in his office shed before I went. I closed the back door. I closed the front door. I couldn't get back in. So my dad had to come back with the keys, which did make us all laugh. My eldest son George came home for the weekend, so that was lovely to catch up with him and his telling us about his university life. He's still really enjoying it, which is so good. We went to Saltholm again on Saturday for a lovely walk and a massive scone and pumpkin spice latte, which was a lovely treat. Sunday I finished reading Wuthering Heights. It's controversial, but I absolutely hated it. It's one of these classics that everybody raves about, and since I've read it, now everyone's saying, oh yeah, actually I hated it as well. Oh, I hated every character. It was horrible. And yeah, not the great love story I was expecting. Then I let Instagram choose my next book. They chose Jane Eyre. It's better than Wuthering Heights so far, but it's not gripping me. It's not making me want to pick it up and read it. But we will get through it. On Monday, I watched the new Frankenstein adaptation on Netflix and I really enjoyed. It was quite long. It didn't hold my interest too much, but I am a bit flighty. I like to chop and change. I'll watch half of one film and move on to another one, then go back to another one. The costumes and the setting was amazing. I absolutely loved the dresses. Wow. But if you don't like gory body horror stuff, definitely one to avoid. It was a bit gruesome in places. Tuesday was a quick trip to the dentist for checkup. New book arrived, Stephen King. I haven't really got started on Salem's Lot yet. I am still planning on reading all of Stephen King's novels, which is going to be a long-term project. I'm going to say about 2 years. It's probably going to take. Peter was in London again. He travels quite a bit for work, often to London, but sometimes he gets to go further afield, which is nice. Wednesday, I went for my flu jab. That was about as exciting. Oh no, I saw a house with so many inflatables. I am living vicariously through people who love outdoor Christmas decorations, because we don't put any up. We could, but we don't. I just made my day seeing that. Thursday, gosh, 13th already. I haven't really done much in November. Knitting, watch Portrait Artist of the Year, which is one of my favourite programmes. Absolutely love it. Oh, it's on tonight. Today's Wednesday. I think it's the final. Oh, that's exciting. Wore my autumnal coloured socks. Peter then had to go to Manchester, and he was doing a talk in the Manchester Art Gallery, and I said to him, I was a bit cheeky, I was like, oh, if you could see the gift shop, could you pop in and get me a postcard? Well, he came back with a ton of postcards, which I was so pleased about, and also a book on abstract art, so that was a lovely treat. I did the Art Hang Party replay, just using Blackwing pencil, keeping it simple, trying to do more sketching. Saturday was another quiet day. Bad weather this weekend. We did a lot of washing. I watched The Karate Kid. So I've said before, I am trying to watch 100 new to me films. And I think a lot of the time we just look at a film and think, oh, I won't enjoy that. Karate Kid just seemed, ugh. Absolutely loved it. I just thought it was so great. It was fun. It was very 80s, very nostalgic, great film. Re-listened to Anne of Green Gables. Oh, such a wonderful book. Cried at the end. On Sunday we went to my mum and dad's, and my mum crocheted me a hat and scarf for my Labubu to make it Christmassy. We then popped it into her doll's house, and I took loads of photos. Yep, crazy. Monday, I quite like the colours on this page. Oh, Monday and Tuesday, I'm also very quiet day. I've got to stop writing that. I think you all know I have very quiet days. I must have been catching up on gouache paintings. It's so easy to get behind on a daily challenge. I know some people don't like daily challenges, but for me, it means if I sit at my desk and I don't have to think, oh, what am I doing today? I can either do the daily challenge or I can skip it. Tuesday, finished reading Anne of Green Gables. Oh, so lovely. On Tuesday was housework day. I watched it was a new film actually on Netflix, Amber Alert. Very predictable, but strangely watchable. Sometimes you just need a really bad thriller, don't you? Fill in the afternoon. Yeah, not much happened that day. Wednesday, we had a bit of snow. Quite a covering of snow, but it melted really, really quickly. So we didn't have our walk. Oliver's been really good because we've been doing daily walks since about March, sorry. And with him loving routine, sometimes not doing something can be quite stressful. But if we say it's too slippy, it's too rainy, he has been really good about that. Nearly finished reading The Shining and Darling in Lots of Ends, which I still have not finished, so I need to do those. Friday, very cold, frosty. We didn't go for the walk. I finished reading The Shining. Absolutely loved that book. So good. And I think that's what set me on this this challenge to read all the Stephen King books. And I know I'm not going to love all of them, but I've heard so many good things about them. I then watched The Shining, because obviously that's a film I'm not a horror fan, and so it's just I've instantly said, oh, I'm not going to watch that. I really enjoyed it. I loved the really came out in 1980, so it's got a very late 70s look to it, and I thought the styling was amazing, and the patterns I didn't realise, and they have this pattern in particular has become like really, really famous about the film. I'm very late to this. And yeah, I mean, it's gruesome in places. It's quite horrifying, but a really good film. I thought Jack Nicholson was, I couldn't remember his name though. Jack Nicholson was very good. The little boy was great. I am surprised. It turns out I do quite like horror films. On Saturday, I went to Specsavers. I've had long running problems with my eyes this year, and I just wanted to, like, I've had like months and months of different eye drops. Just wanted to check everything was okay with my vision, which it is, but I've got very dry eyes and he wants me to keep on with the eye drops. I rewatched The Greatest Showman because some days you just need a musical. And talking of musicals, the next day was amazing. As I've mentioned, full-time carers. So when Oliver's at my parents', I really, really wanted to go and see the film, but we did the same last year. I didn't want to change Oliver's routine too much by going to the cinema on the night. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to get to see it at the cinema. My husband's like, well, why don't we go early? So again, this year we were at the 9:30 showing of Wicked, and we managed to get coffee beforehand. We were super early, so we got coffee before the film and some snacks, which again is something we don't do very often, so that was so nice. I enjoyed the film, and the good thing about going at 9 o'clock in the morning is there's hardly anybody there, so it was really quite quiet. And then afterwards we went for pizza. I had a massive glass of wine and an ice cream which had coffee and Baileys that you pour on the top. I love those. And we were still back in time to pick Oliver up at the usual sort of pick-up time. So it's amazing what you can fit in when you put your minds to it. So yeah, really lovely day. Monday. Oh, I didn't do much this week. I've put 3 days on one page, so I must doing a quiet week. Monday morning, sat waiting for mentioned Tesco's again. There we go, not sponsored. I sat waiting for them at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they didn't turn up. So I rang up and I was like, oh, sorry, but my Tesco order hasn't arrived. She's like, oh, you've actually booked at 8 p.m. So I was like, okay. I think I saw a video about things to watch that are similar to Stephen King, and one of the suggestions was Stranger Things, and I was like, I remember watching the first season when that came out, and we enjoyed it. But when the second one came out, we just stopped watching it for some reason. So I rewatched it, loved it, and then I've just been obsessed ever since. I'm like halfway through season 4 now, so I think I'm probably going to catch up. And I think the last part of season 5 comes out over Christmas, so I think I will catch up. Again, absolutely loving it. In a bit of a knitting slump, I am not sure what I want to knit on. Wednesday, I spent a lot of the day looking through some old planners, which is so nice, and it sort of validates that, I spend a lot of time on memory keeping and things like that. And you sometimes think, oh, I've got all these books everywhere, keeping memories of not that important stuff, but it is so nice to look back on. So really enjoyed reading them. And the reason I got them out is because the Hobonichi Club were having our first Zoom meeting that day. So again, if you're a fan of planning, memory keeping, journaling, anything like that, we have got a club over on Substack, which is free to join. So hop on over there if you love anything plannery. I'll put the link in the description. So Thursday, Peter was in London again, and he had a bit of free time. He got there quite early. So I was like, oh, if you're passing Pop Mart, will you pop in and see if they've got a Labubu? And so apparently they're quite easy to get hold of now in the shop. So I was like, oh, he was like, do you want me to open it? And I was like, oh, I don't know, because I don't want a cream on again. So he opened it and it was pink. I was so happy. Love my Labubu. Peter was back on Friday. I was, again, frozen pizza for tea, watching Stranger Things, another quiet day. Saturday was a housework day. Oliver was at my parents', and I also sat down and just treated myself to an hour or so of painting on my Gouachevemember paintings, and that was really nice. I enjoyed that. And then we're up to Sunday, the last day of November, and we put the Christmas tree up, and then I re-listened to A Christmas Carol. So yeah, the house is starting to look quite festive, which is helping me feel a little bit more Christmassy. So what I will do is flip through my paintings for Gouachevemember, which are not in order, because when I filmed a reel, I was like, I'd be dramatic and throw them, so they're all in the wrong order, but we'll go through them. I've had a long I have a long history with gouache. I might zoom in a little bit more actually. Can I do that? Ooh, hopefully that's still in focus. I have no idea how to tell. Long history with gouache, going back to when I did textiles, and they always used to want you to paint very, very flat, and I struggle with that. I like a lot of texture. Getting back into gouache is a bit of a struggle. I've been finding my way, and I think this month I have made the most progress. I suppose that's because I've done one mini painting every day. So the challenge, I have completely forgotten who runs Gouachevemember. It's Cortney, and I will put all the information in the down bar. But also Shah from Blue Shine Art. We all put photographs in a Padlet, so we've got lots of inspiration each day, which again really helps because you don't have to think, oh, what am I drawing today? And sometimes you don't have the time to sort of go through all your images to find what to draw. So this prompt was harvest, and my mum and dad had just had some lovely oranges, which I took a photograph of this week. So I painted those. So harvest, forest. I think I could have gone a little bit darker in places, but again, I quite like that one. In a bottle, good old fairy liquid. Collection, I just did a collection of flowers, really keeping it simple. I don't like this one. I don't know why. I think these reeds could have been a bit lighter, but the sky worked out okay, and the prompt was golden, so I'm happy with that. This one was vintage, and my mum's got an old embroidery book, which is like really, really old. So I painted that. Quite happy with that one. This was community, so I thought about bees because they work as a team, don't they, together. This one was cake. This is one of Shah's cakes from when she was in Italy recently for her art retreats. Ritual, morning coffee has to be my favourite part of the day. And I liked how that painting turned out. I start my gouache quite thin and build up the layers to quite thick. But so I like to leave some areas still quite loose and where the colours bled into each other. So yeah, I like that one. This one, I think I could have gone a little bit, I think I could have brought the contrast out a little bit more. This was Nest. Machine, I did the Newcastle Metro train. Quite like that one. Mushroom, always fun. And then there was more cake, was prompt as well. Now, it turns out Colin the Caterpillar isn't a worldwide thing. So I think it was Marks and Spencer's. Why do I keep mentioning supermarkets? Marks and Spencer started Colin the Caterpillar. This is actually a fake one. This is a Tesco's own caterpillar because all the other supermarkets then copied them. So yeah, it's a classic in the UK. We have got Connection, and I thought about Bridge. Somebody had shared this in the Padlet, and it was a lovely photo, so I did that one. Lens, I did a screenshot of the camera app on my phone. Wing. Birds are quite tricky, aren't they? Which is interesting because we're doing birds in December, so it could be fun. Sparkle, I did a firework. Forage, we've got a little rabbit looking for some food. It's quite cute. This prompt was Drink Me. And I did a close-up of some ice cubes. Which was tricky, but I quite liked how that turned out. Quite abstract. The prompt was ink. So I just did a photograph of some bottles of ink, which I really liked how that one turned out. I was happy with that one. Botanical, I think I could have gone a little bit more botanical. on this one, but as a painting, I quite like it. Ooh, paper doll. This was Shah and Dylan Sarah did a live together, and they had photographs from an artist who makes like little paper dolls. Amazing little dolls. I'm not sure I've done it justice, but I quite liked how the hand turned out, because as we know, painting hands is very tricky. Pantry. This is actually from a photograph of my pantry when it was looking quite tidy. Fancy, and I thought we'd do a little Christmas tree, fancy Christmas tree in a pot. This one was inside, so I just thought, ooh, we've got an indoor Christmas tree. I'll paint that. Turns out painting crocheting is very tricky, but it's something I really want to work on. I'd love to do more paintings of knitting and crocheting, but very, very tricky. This one was Sit. This was a photograph I took a while ago of the light coming in to my mum and dad's living room, and I was really quite pleased with that one. This one, oh, one I gave up on. It was going to be collection, and it's Mickey and Minnie, and it's my son's, has giant cuddlies all over his bed, but it was taking ages. Like, this is too much for a daily prompt, so instead I did pie. And I really like that, but you can tell I've used thinner gouache in the background and built up to get the ice cream. I like that one. We have got vegetable. Again, I found this photograph in my camera roll of some peas my dad had grown, and I was sat in their garden in summer, and it was a lovely photo, so I enjoyed doing that one. Tools. The tools of the trade. Us painters always have pots of pens and pencils and brushes. That was a nice photograph someone had shared on the Padlet. And then we've got bouquet. I did some colourful flowers. So really starting to enjoy gouache and loving how you can build up layers and textures, and yeah, it was a good month. And I'm glad I stuck with it, because I started the month and I was like, oh, don't know what to do, and I was frustrated with my first attempts, and then I just completely went back to basics. And yeah, excellent, really enjoyed that. So November's been a busy arty month. Yeah, really busy month, quite productive. So again, if you enjoyed this, give the video a like. Ask me any questions, because I've probably forgotten to mention something. There's a lot to remember when you're filming a video. I'm like, ooh. So yes, thank you very much for watching, and take care. Bye.